Hello everyone, today we are breaking down the teaser trailer for The Witcher Season 3, but before that remember to like the video, it helps out the channel a lot, and subscribe, and yada yada yada, let's get to it. In the first shot, we see Geralt entering a cave house thing. He is fully armored and he has one of his swords drawn. Witchers always carry two swords, a steel one for normal beings and a silver one for monsters and whatnot. So he could be working on a contract right now. Witchers are obviously monster hunters, so they make their living on these kinds of contracts. I am pretty happy to see this. I think the best episodes of The Witcher, as of right now, have been the monster hunting ones. I was worried that they would go away from this because of how far they are in the story. Glad to see this is still part of the show. We are still in the cave and we see that Geralt drinks a potion. We know it is a Witcher potion because his eyes turn black and his skin becomes paler. So whatever creature Geralt is about to face is quite fierce. Witcher potions can do a variety of things, but the one we see in the show tends to be the one that increases speed and strength. So this is going to be quite the battle. It is hard to say what kind of monster it is. There is a lot that live in caves, so it doesn't really narrow anything down. The book this season is kind of adapting is The Time of Contempt. Geralt does fight a manticore fairly early in this book, if I recall correctly. And a manticore contract would be pretty awesome. They have a body of a lion, bat wings, and a scorpion tail. In my mind, that is the perfect way to start off the season. In the next shot, we see Geralt drawing his steel sword, so whatever he is about to fight would be human. We see that he does not have any armor on either, so he is in an area where he didn't think he would be fighting anyone. Geralt is obviously quite the swordsman, but not having any armor is quite the issue, especially if he is facing off against someone with armor or they happen to be quite skilled. They seem to be in some kind of old ruin. It is hard to say who he is facing off with. If I had to guess, I would say it's either Reince or Vilgefortz. I'm pretty sure this is on Thanedd Island. Thanedd Island is going to be a big event this season. Basically, all the members of the Brotherhood of Sorcerers have a meeting on this island and all hell breaks loose. During this clip, we hear Geralt say, "Now for the first time, I understand real fear." This is referring to the family he has now with Ciri and Yennefer. Beforehand, when he was a loner, he didn't have to worry about anyone else. All he had to do was kill the monster and move on to the next contract. But now, with Ciri and Yennefer in his life, he is scared for their safety, that he won't be able to protect the ones he loves. If you look closely, on his sword near the hilt, he actually has Renfri's brooch from Season 1 on it. It's a neat little Easter egg. It's also a constant reminder for Geralt to remain impartial, not to take a side when you don't need to. In the next shot, we see Ciri being chased down by the Wild Hunt. If you watch the terrible prequel series Blood Origin, you know that Eredin, who is the king of the Wild Hunt, and his riders are stuck in the Void Realm without escape. The only way they can leave is by capturing Ciri, so they can harness her powers to leave said area. Also, by capturing Ciri, they can use monoliths and conquer other worlds. Now, they aren't actually there with Ciri, these are just their spectral forms. So they are still in the Void Realm. The whole spectral forms thing never really gets explained in the books either, so you kind of just have to accept it. They can still interact with things in these forms, but they're still ghosts, right? They're not fully there. This scene is directly from the books. Now, Ciri's motivation may be different from what it was in the books. In the books, she is basically running away to see Geralt because she misses him and hasn't seen him in a while. In this, it could be something completely different. We will just have to wait and see. In the next shot, we get our first look at Yennefer. She's wearing white and black for the first time in the series, which is kind of shocking now that I think about it. She seems to be near some destruction, some things are on fire, she has a cut on her cheek. I think this scene is happening near where Geralt was when he was about to duel that unknown stranger, so I think this is happening on Thanedd Island as well. She looks quite worried, so whatever is happening is not good. In the next couple of shots, we get our first look at Reince. Reince last season was the one who was mainly hunting Ciri. We see that he and Geralt are going to be fighting one another. Geralt even throws his sword at the mage. Not exactly the smartest move in the world, but it looks cool. Now to me, this looks a lot different from the earlier scene in the trailer, so I would assume this takes place before that. This is just one of the many meetings these two will have with one another this season. In the next shot, we see Jaskier being threatened by Philippa Eilhart. Philippa was in the last season of The Witcher, but only for a short time. It was revealed that she was the owl Dijkstra was talking to. Dijkstra is the spy master for Redania, which is one of the northern kingdoms that are trying to fight off the Nilfgaard invasion. At the end of last season, we find out they were funding Jaskier's elf smuggling business. Now they want information from him for assisting him, specifically about Ciri. Remember, Ciri is very important to a lot of people, not just because of her elder blood, but because of her royal blood. She is the heir to Sintra, so if one of the northern kingdoms would marry her, they could add Sintra to part of their kingdom. In the next shot, we see Ciri with her sword drawn. She looks pretty mad and is messing up whatever she is fighting, really kicking its butt. In the next shot, we see Yennefer and Ciri, and there seems to be a couple of groups of people trying to either kill or capture the two. Yennefer has some kind of force field up, deflecting anyone who tries to come near them. To me, it looks like Nilfgaard is one of the groups here. The armor is black, which is Nilfgaard's color. The other group seems to be elves, specifically the Francesca and Filavandrel-led ones. We see the two in the background here. Both groups are trying to capture Ciri. And in the last shot of the teaser, we see that Yennefer, Ciri, and Geralt are all in a hedge maze. They are all wearing very nice clothing. Ciri is wearing a dress. Geralt is wearing basically what he always wears, but it's clean. Give him that. And Yennefer is wearing the same outfit she wore when she first met Geralt at her orgy. Maybe Yennefer is trying to rekindle their relationship. Remember, she kind of betrayed him last season. Maybe she thinks a fond memory of the past may help rectify things. Now, apparently they are at a festival known as Bellaton, probably mispronounced that, which celebrates spring, love, and fertility. This festival is mentioned in the first book, but was skipped over. It seems they are bringing it back for Season 3. This means we are at least going to see two party-like situations, one here and one on Thanedd Island, with all these sorcerers and sorceresses. At least I hope so. I will be livid if they cut the ball on Thanedd Island, like fuming mad. Anyways, Geralt and Yennefer are trying to find Ciri in the hedge maze and can't. Geralt pulls out his sword. He knows that there is something else in the hedge maze with them. We then see Ciri run into said beast. Now the beast is blurry, so it's hard to say what it is, but I would say it looks pretty big, so Geralt, Yennefer, and Ciri are going to have their hands full with this one. Another thing we learned from the trailer is that they are going to split the season into two parts, a lot like what they did with Stranger Things for Season 4. So we are going to get the first 5 episodes on June 29th and the last 3 on July 27th. Most likely the reason behind this is because they want to stay in the cultural sphere a little longer. When you can binge a show all at once, people usually stop talking about it within a couple of weeks. When you stagger it, you stay in people's minds longer. So what do you think of the Season 3 teaser for The Witcher? Leave it down in the comments below, and if you want more Witcher content, please subscribe and like the video. Also check out the Twitter link in the description below, and as always, have an awesome day.